This is the plaintiff, Lynn Schnell. She says she hired the defendant to put a brand new liner in her pool and foolishly paid him in cash up front in full. The guy never did the job, gave her an address for a vacant house as his place of business, and she was totally scammed by this fraudster. She's here suing for the return of the $2,165 she paid. This is the defendant, John Barfield. He says he and the plaintiff got pretty chummy as he worked on her pool, and he even got his oldest daughter to get her some marijuana when she was looking to buy some. Yes, she did pay in full for the pool liner, but he was never paid for his time and labor. That's where the dispute is. Or a refund? He thinks not. He is accused of being all wet. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $135 for unpaid pool parts.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Lynn Schnell?
Yes.
You are suing John Barfield, doing
Yes.
business as Aqua Vinyl Liner Installations with 2 A's. So you high up in the phone book, right?
Yes.
Aqua
before it didn't make a difference.
AAQUA Vinyl Liner Installations. So you're suing him for $2,165 that you paid, and according to you, that was supposed to include everything, and you haven't received your product. You haven't received the installation.
Yes.
Okay. What happened here?
I called up a pool service, and Fred from another pool service referred John Barfield to me.
Because you needed to get a new pool liner?
I needed a new pool liner.
Okay, now explain to the folks who may not know about pool liners what a pool liner is.
A pool liner is a replacement of a piece of plastic that
Actually, I
goes
should have had you
inside
explain
of
it. So, hold on, go ahead.
It's an in-ground vinyl liner pool. It's just an alternative to Marsite. They're less porous. They don't hurt your children when they hit the sides, and it's a lot less
They're kind of
expensive.
squishy. Kids like them.
They're family friendly. I'd put it that way.
Okay, so what happens?
Well, I ordered it in November,
How much did you give him that day?
$2,165, and I have also a contract that I signed and gave him $2,165
May I
in
see
cash.
the contract? So what happened?
So by mid-January, I started, well, December, I was even saying he asked me for $800 more for this pool liner. My husband pulled out the contract and said, we paid you for this. Apparently, his transmission went out on his truck, so he used my money to pay for his transmission. So we did give him another $320 for foam anyway, even though he
For
is
what?
complete for foam and what was it, piping. It was a roll of foam, $320. At this point,
Why did you guys pay an additional $320?
because we were stuck with a pool that looks like with nothing in it.
All right, show me the pictures of the unfinished pool.
This is what he left me
Yeah,
with.
I understand. Okay, so then what happens?
He had my husband dig deeper to make sure in Florida.
Wait, I'm sorry, stop. Your husband wanted a deeper pool than what you had?
Yes.
Okay, and?
So he said, well, you have to make sure we don't hit water 6 feet under.
Because Florida's below sea level.
Right.
That's why we don't have basements. Go
Right.
ahead.
So he did that. So then he claimed that the siding was bad and we need to pay another $340.
Okay,
for
so
the
you guys do
foam.
that. So I'm on November 14th. That's the day you give him the money.
Yes.
In mid-January, you call him and say, where's my pool
We were
line?
texting back and forth, and he kept saying he was very busy. That the pool store liner was closed from Thanksgiving all the way. I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
that's not true.
The Thanksgiving until
That's just complete
until
malarkey.
January 9th.
So why?
So I was patient.
Did you tell her that? Why did it take
No, ma'am.
all these months? But why did it take from November to January for
They
everything to hit
closed
the
down before Christmas and then through New Year's, and they didn't open the shop up to build liners until a week and a half after the.
Yeah, but November 14th, you had the money. Why
Her
wasn't it
husband
ordered
wanted to
in
dig it
mid-November?
deeper. Her husband wanted to attempt to dig it deeper.
So?
He didn't. Well, because I had measured the pool.
Oh.
And we were ready to go, but then he said he wanted to make it deeper. And I just, I can't show up, the next day. I was actually busy. And that was a nice thing, to be busy. I did have trouble with my transmission, but when I went back there to dig it deeper, I asked him to pull the liner out, but leave it in the shallow end, because I didn't want the whole pool exposed to the elements. So he did pull it out of the deep end, and that's when I saw the rust on the wall. And I told him how to take care of it. I said, I don't want to charge you when it's so easy yourself. I told him exactly how to take care of it. It's very simple.
During that time, we all became really chummy and talked a lot about life. We became so close, I even got my oldest daughter to get some pot for the plaintiff when she asked me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Did that happen?
Yep.
Nice parenting.
Yes, ma'am. I had to be a proponent of marijuana. I use it occasionally.
I know, but it's, it's illegal in Florida.
Not medically, and I qualify.
Yeah, and you're a doctor, so you can dispense marijuana. Okay, so you still know. You catch you're picking up what I'm putting down, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. So, ma'am, do you have a series of texts back and forth from you to him about this?
Yes.
Can you get it on your phone? Is your phone on?
Yes.
Okay, can I see them?
Thank you.
On December 21st, Miss Lynn, call me. I've had your blank since Saturday. I have your $10 change. So we're talking about the liner?
No.
No.
I didn't mark that up.
fine
I didn't
up
mark that
until-
up.
Merry
at all.
Christmas. Hold on. Everybody hold on.
All right, no.
Hold on. So on January 21st, you sent him a text saying, hey, I paid you all this money and I don't have a liner. Either return my money or get the job done.
Correct.
And then you say, and apparently you've been trying to reach him by phone and he wasn't answering. How long were you trying to reach him by phone?
About a month.
A month? And what were you doing? Leaving messages and he just wouldn't return them?
Yes.
Why weren't you returning
also-
messages?
Nobody called me for a month. I would have
Okay,
returned
but see,
the
that's the
message.
thing. I don't believe that someone whose money you have and who has a big fat hole in their yard isn't agitated about calling you.
Nope.
Because they don't want that condition to persist. They want the liner. Then you say in response to that text I just read, I'm going to bring you everything you paid for. Your husband deleted it first because he wanted to deeper, and then I had to come back because you didn't have it right. I don't have every day I can devote to your job. I'm sorry, I've got more jobs than just yours. You can threaten me. You can do it every day. When you can be as mean and nasty and horrible as you want to be. I'll deliver you all the things you paid for. I won't charge another penny. And you can get ever you want to do the job, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. You can do whatever you want with it. You can figure out how the big companies that you can boss around and be blank, 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 blank. You can figure out how that treat you and see how cheap it'll be. I've been nice to you. You were a total B to me. So I'm going to deliver everything you paid for, and then you can find out how much it will cost you to have it done with somebody that likes being B at, because I don't, and I don't deserve that, and you're not going to be, oh my gosh, he does it with the little asterisks like 6 times in this stuff, at me. She will have everything you paid for, and then I'll be done with you, and you can find whoever you want to do it. I just want my money. Did you try to see if anybody else could install the liner?
I did.
And nobody's going to install a liner he measured for.
Thank you. Nobody wants to put in a liner
No,
that
they
they
don't.
did not measure.
All right, let's stop a second. You say in the text about how nasty she was. Explain that to me, what happened.
That's why I brought my daughter.
Okay, come on up.
I witnessed it.
I need you in front of a microphone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
When we had pulled up to their house to deliver their liner, her husband had just gone inside. I guess they just had an argument or whatever because he had slammed the door to go inside. So I assumed she was already in a bad mood. But she pulled up next to my father, and I had never heard anyone in my life talk so disrespectfully and disgusting to him as she did. I mean,
What did she say?
She was saying that he's not a professional, that he doesn't follow through, that it had taken 3 months for her to be able to.
When did you deliver the liner? February.
I have the dates on my phone for you.
Right. When did you deliver the liner? February, right?
I can tell you right now. I have them up right now. February 3rd at 12:51 p.m.
Right. All right. So
but-
now,
May I speak?
yeah, go ahead.
But when we had pulled up, she was just very vile. I had never heard anyone in my life talk as disrespectfully to my father as she did. I mean, cussing, and her 2 next door neighbors after she had pulled off were literally arguing between each other about who should beat her because of how disgusting she had talked to me and my father. I mean, she was absolutely vile. I don't know if she was in a bad mood or whatnot, but nobody deserves to be talked to as disrespectfully as she did to my father.
So when she was texting you saying, what is going on? I either want my money back or I want you text her back, I'm tired of you, you be blah, 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 and I quit. But so really, the reason it didn't get installed is because you got sick of her. So tell me, well, what was it that made you say then in that text? Because I read the text where you say, you know what? Here's the deal. I'm dumping everything off and I'm not doing anything else. So because you know that no one's going to install your liner. You know that.
I could give her phone numbers of people that would install the liner.
Yeah, but you didn't. What you did was you left her to her own resources with that text. Bring up that text again,
no, ma'am,
please.
her mouth left her. Her vileness left her.
Okay, no, but this is by text. This isn't violence. So bring that text back up.
I also have a...
No. You bring that text. Oh, thank you.
Your Honor?
Okay, no.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to focus now. We're not going to get all over the place. It's 11:30 a.m., January 21st. I signed a contract with you to install a liner in my pool. I paid you over $2,000 in cash in November. To date, you've not done any work. You've asked me for $800 for the liner I already paid you for. I just paid you yet another $200 for a roll of foam. You can begin work or kindly return my money. You said that the liner store was closed until January 9th. It was a national chain. It was not closed. It's now 2 weeks, and again, nothing's been done. I can see this as a problem since you don't answer your phone. And to that, which is nothing but polite and straightforward, your answer is, I'm going to bring you everything you paid for. Your husband deleted it first because he wanted to deeper, and then I had to come back because you didn't have it right. I don't have every day I can devote to your job. I'm sorry, I've got more jobs than just yours. You can threaten me. You can do it when you can be as mean and nasty and horrible. What was mean and nasty and horrible about that?
So is the stigma to pot gone? Is it just gone?
I think when it comes to families, there can be an issue with it, but if the relationship is good between the people, I think the stigma is gone.
Fair enough. What do you say?
I agree with what he just said.
That it's just, is it just a thing of the past now? It's like cigarettes?
Yeah, I would say it's different for different people.
Different for different people, but what's the sentiment? Is it generally just gone?
It could be.
The fact that you hesitated is kind of where I think everything is right now, going inside the courtroom.
The physical, we're all in the neighborhood and neighbors are going to kick her behind happens much later.
No, actually, my daughter was mistaken. When her husband had told me, because I've been texting back and forth with her husband.
We're done. You know what? There's a bunch of money paid there, and what is delivered here is nothing she can do anything with because no one's going to install your liner. Okay? And then what is she left with? All these goods and a big fat hole in her backyard that hasn't been touched, right? So and I can see where that breakdown happened because it's right in front of me staring at me in black and white. See, this is why I love text. Because as I tell my daughters all the time, say it, forget it, write it, regret it. And so this is a very simple, I am sick of this. I keep calling you. You don't answer your phone. I can see this as a problem. And instead of saying, look, I'm really sorry. I've been really busy. I'll be there Saturday. Your response to that is, I'm just going to dump everything on your yard. How is that appropriate? What had happened that would make you say that? Because her prior text, it can't be what happened. Nothing in her texts were rude. So tell me, what had happened that would make you say that? Not you, him. Go ahead.
I have worked a long time. I raised 8 kids doing what I do. I've got the best rating of any pool company.
Oh my God.
Period.
I don't know how I can make my question any clearer. I'm asking you point blank.
I will not be spoken to like I'm a total piece of...
Okay, and when had she spoken to you like that? Because I don't see it in the text, so you tell me.
When we came up to deliver everything, because her husband said...
which is later. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, it was earlier. She didn't get the liner till after that. We delivered everything else besides the liner.
Nothing was delivered at the time of this text, January 20th. All the texts about delivery come later. I'm reading them.
Your Honor, I moved.
No. She does not have to find herself in the unenviable position of begging somebody else to do that job. If you wanted to walk out, that's right. That's what you should have done. You should have said, you know what? Life is too short and I don't get paid enough to deal with her. I don't like her. I don't want to deal with her. I'm going to sub that $800, for installation to my buddy Joe. And just tell her, yeah, I'm going to have a worker there next week. That's what you do. You don't say, guess what? You're stuck with your liner and I'm dumping everything. That's not how it works. So I see 2 amounts of money that went that way, $2,165. And then an additional, you say $330. The check is for $330. Yes. All right, and that's a total of $2,490. The counterclaim that you have against her is for $130. What's it for?
It was for the pot, the bead receiver, and the wall foam.
The pot, the what? How much was for the pot?
Bead receiver.
What? How much was for the pot?
I believe it was 140. She'd give me it in 150.
Because there's nothing on the memo line. It doesn't say pot on the memo line.
That's why I had her $10
Will you buy marijuana
change.
from this man?
I did.
Oh, jeez.
It was $50.
$50.
It was $50.
What am I going to do? Am I going to sit here and separate out the three of the how much it really was? Was it 50? Was it 100 and something?
That's why I had her $10.
So it's going to be what you originally came here and sued for, $2,165 verdict for the plaintiff. Good Lord.
So, in a dispute involving everything from pool parts to pot, the plaintiff collects what she was seeking. Mr. Barfield, the defendant's just come out. What's your reaction to what just happened here?
We didn't get a chance to tell the truth at all.
Your problem was you backed out.
And I'm not going to do a thing for the woman.
You quit. He said so. You hear him? He quit. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
The door is that way. Smile to the camera. Okay, very good. Miss Schnell? Schnell, how are you?
I'm
This
tired.
has been something else.
Well, it was kind of funny, but it's not.
Well, you didn't come up being so beautiful anyway either, but at least you won the case, so congratulations.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
On your way. All right. Harvey?
Doug, even if the defendant did the work, it's valueless to the plaintiff, and the plaintiff therefore shouldn't have to pay anything.